People say call signs are earned, not chosen. Some come from mistakes, some from triumphs, and some from stories too dark to speak out loud. But on a quiet afternoon at Camp Pendleton, a USMC captain laughed at a woman's request to join the range. He joked, "What's your call sign, ma'am?" expecting something soft, something harmless. But when she answered, "Sticky 6, the color drained from his face. Because every Marine who ever saw combat in Helmand Province knew that name, the ghost who saved battalions, the shadow who marked targets nobody else could see, the woman whose single mistake changed the course of war. This is her story. The sun hung low over Camp Pendleton as Captain Mark Wilson supervised the training cycle, his boots sinking into the sand with each irritated step. His unit was exhausted after weeks of live-fire drills, but he insisted on perfection. To him, war wasn't won by strength, it was won by those who never stopped pushing. He was about to dismiss the day when he saw a woman standing near the long-range firing pit. Dark hoodie, hands behind her back, posture calm like she'd been there 1,000 times. She looked like a civilian, but something about her stance didn't match the softness her clothes tried to show. Mark approached with a casual grin. "Ma'am, this area is restricted. Can I help you with something?" She lifted her eyes, sharp, steady, unflinching. "Just here to observe." "Observe?" he chuckled. "What's your call sign then?" He meant it as a joke, just friendly teasing for someone who clearly didn't belong on the firing line. But she didn't smile back. Didn't hesitate. Didn't blink. "Sticky 6. Mark stopped breathing for a second. His grin faded. He searched her face again, this time with real awareness, real confusion, real fear. No. It couldn't be her. Sticky 6 wasn't a legend. She was a myth whispered by Marines who survived the worst roadside hells of Helmand. An EOD prodigy. A demolitions expert. The woman who dragged 6 wounded Marines off a burning vehicle, literally, sticking them to her and carrying them through gunfire, earning her that impossible name. But also, the woman blamed for the explosion that nearly wiped out an entire convoy. Rumors said she vanished. Others said she quit. Some believed she died. Yet here she was, looking right at him. He swallowed. "You're her." "Not anymore," she whispered. "Today, I'm just here to borrow a rifle." Mark didn't know what to say. His heart fought between respect, fear, and disbelief. He gestured her forward, unable to refuse. The entire range went silent as she stepped into the pit, picked up a long-range rifle, and settled behind it with the fluid movements of someone whose muscles remembered everything they tried to forget. When she pulled the trigger, the echo rolled across the hills like thunder. The spotter shouted, "Target hit, center, at 900 yards. The Marines murmured, but she didn't celebrate. She just loaded the next round, the weight of the past still heavy in her eyes. Mark watched her, knowing there had to be a reason she came back. And whatever that reason was, it wasn't small. As the sun dipped below the horizon, Mark finally approached again. Sticky 6 sat alone on an ammo crate, her gloves folded on her lap, staring at the quiet landscape like it was a battlefield only she could still see. "You didn't come here just to borrow a rifle," Mark said softly. "No," she replied. "I came because tomorrow. I leave." He frowned. "Leave for where?" "For good," she said. "Out of the country. Out of the uniform. Out of everything." Mark sat beside her, absorbing the weight of her words. He'd heard rumors about what happened in Helmand, but he never believed them. Seeing her now, the sadness behind her stoic face, he finally understood something deeper ran beneath those stories. "What really happened?" he asked. She took a long breath. "We were clearing Route Destiny when the intel failed," she began, her voice low but steady. "There were 6 Marines pinned inside a burning MRAP. I wasn't supposed to go in, but I did. I pulled them out, one by one. I carried them all on me because there was no time to make 2 trips." Mark gripped his knees. That's why they called you Sticky Six. She nodded. But the blast that flipped the MRAP also killed 2 Marines. Some said it was my fault. Said I missed a warning sign. Said an EOD tech should never fail. Mark clenched his jaw. But you saved 6 lives. Some don't count what you save, she whispered. Only what you lose. Silence wrapped around them like cold wind. Mark looked at her, not as a legend, not as a ghost, but as a Marine carrying a burden no metal could heal. Why come back now? He asked. She looked toward the range, where the last streak of orange light faded. Because I needed to remember who I really was, she said. Not the rumors. Not the mistake. The Marine who never left anyone behind. Mark felt something shift inside him. Respect replaced shock, and admiration replaced uncertainty. You know, he said slowly, there's a new cycle starting next month. They need instructors. Real ones. You could stay. You could train the next generation. She turned to him, for the first time, a small, fragile smile touched her lips. I can't stay, she whispered. But I'm glad someone remembered me as more than a story. She stood, offered him a firm handshake, and whispered, take care of them, Captain. Then she walked away, steady, strong, unbroken. Mark watched her silhouette fade into the darkness, knowing he had just witnessed something rare, the quiet strength of someone who lost so much but still chose to save others. And that call sign. Sticky Six. He would never hear it the same way again. Some heroes are never honored. Some stories are never told. And some warriors disappear long before the world ever understands what they carried inside their hearts. But courage isn't measured by medals or recognition. It's measured by the lives you lift when you're breaking, the burdens you carry when no one sees, and the battles you fight in silence. Sticky Six wasn't a myth. She was proof that even the most wounded souls can still save others, and sometimes, the bravest thing a soldier can do, is walk away with dignity.